Kidnapping is a terrifying crime that has shaken many families in Nigeria. In 2017, one name sent chills down the spines of both the wealthy and the average Nigerian: Evans. Chukwudi Dumeme, better known as Evans, was no ordinary criminal. He wasn't just a kidnapper, he was the mastermind behind a massive network that targeted wealthy individuals. His operations were so lucrative that he earned the nickname the Billionaire Kidnapper. But how did he rise to such infamy, and what led to his eventual downfall? Let's dive into the story of Evans, the man who held Nigeria in fear. Evans was born Chukwudi Dumeme in the southeastern part of Nigeria, but his criminal empire spread far beyond his hometown. He operated mainly in Lagos, targeting wealthy individuals and demanding huge ransoms for their release. Evans wasn't your average criminal. He was calculated, organized, and ruthless. He and his gang would kidnap their victims and keep them in hidden locations for weeks or even months until their families paid the ransom. And these weren't small amounts. Evans demanded ransoms in dollars, sometimes millions of dollars. His victims' families were forced to sell properties, empty bank accounts, and borrow money just to save their loved ones. Evans had a well-structured operation. He didn't just grab people off the street randomly. He studied his targets: wealthy business owners, professionals, and their families. He knew their routines, their weak spots, and even their financial status. Once kidnapped, the victims were taken to one of his hideouts, which were scattered across Lagos and other states. Evans made sure these locations were secure and hard to trace. Victims were blindfolded and kept in harsh conditions, often with little food or water. He was also known for his cruelty. Some victims were tortured to pressure their families into paying faster. Evans didn't care about the pain it caused. He only cared about the money. For years, Evans operated without being caught. His name became synonymous with fear, and many believed he was untouchable. But in June 2017, the Nigerian police launched an operation that would finally bring him down. After months of surveillance and intelligence gathering, the police tracked Evans to his mansion in Magodo, Lagos. It wasn't just a house, it was a luxurious property that reflected the wealth he has gained from his crimes. The arrest was dramatic. Evans tried to escape but was surrounded by the police. When they searched his properties, they found guns, ammunition, and documents linking him to multiple kidnappings. His gang members were also arrested, and the police uncovered the full scale of his operations. The arrest of Evans was a major victory for law enforcement, but it also revealed the deep issues surrounding kidnapping in Nigeria. Many people celebrated his capture, but it didn't erase the trauma his victims and their families endured. Evans confessed to several high-profile kidnappings and admitted to collecting millions of dollars in ransom. His case sparked conversation about the rise of kidnapping in Nigeria and the need for stronger security measures. As of now, Evans remains in custody, facing multiple charges for his crimes. His arrest may have stopped one kidnapper, but the fight against kidnapping in Nigeria is far from over. The story of Evans is a reminder of how greed and crime can destroy lives. It also shows the importance of vigilance and strong law enforcement. But beyond the headlines, this is a story about the victims, ordinary people whose lives were turned upside down. It's about the families who lived in fear, the sleepless nights, and the sacrifices made to save their loved ones. We must continue to demand a safer society, one where no one has to live in fear of being kidnapped. And we must remember that justice is not just about catching criminals, it's about creating a system that protects everyone. So at the time of making this video, in February 2025, Evans and his co-defendant, Joseph Emeka, were rearraigned on amended charges of murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. Despite applying for a plea bargain, they pleaded not guilty, and the case was adjourned till March 20 of 2025. Thank you for listening to this episode of Being Liberal. If you found this story insightful, share it with someone. Let's keep the conversation going about how we can make our community safer. Join me next time as we explore another story that shapes our society. Until then, Stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, we all have a role to play in building a better Nigeria.